Welcome to Wrestling with Snipes. Today we'll be taking a look back at Friday Night SmackDown for March 21st, 2025. It was an afternoon SmackDown from Italy. SmackDown kicks off with the Viper, Randy Orton, and the people are going absolutely bananas for the Apex Predator. But before Orton could even get out a word, he's interrupted by Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens says, I felt like I had no choice but to turn my back on Cody Rhodes, and I really had no choice but to attack Sami Zayn, but Randy, it's different with you. I feel bad about hitting you with a package pile driver. You did not deserve what I did to you, and I feel terrible about it. Then Owens tells Randy Orton that they should team up and challenge for the tag team championships at WrestleMania. Owens says, you and me, Randy Orton and Kevin Owens against the Street Profits for the tag team titles at WrestleMania. What do you say? Orton says, you know what? At WrestleMania, I am going to kick your head clean off your shoulders and you are done for. So looks like we're about to get Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania in Vegas. Then it was time for the first match of the evening. It was a tag team contest with Damian Priest teaming up with Big Jimmy Uso to go against Shinsuke Nakamura and Drew McIntyre. Drew actually got a pretty big pop from the fans in Italy during this entrance. It pretty much went as expected. Drew McIntyre and Shinsuke Nakamura lost. It went pretty much as you'd expect, with Shinsuke Nakamura taking the pin to Damian Priest, but as soon as the match ended, Drew McIntyre attacked Damian Priest, laying him out once again for the second week in a row. So Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest has not been confirmed, but it looks like for sure this match will be happening at WrestleMania. Then next we saw Charlotte Flair on one side of the screen, and on the other it's Tiffy time, the women's champion Tiffany Stratton. At the end, Tiffy says, I have my whole entire career to beat your accolades, where Charlotte responds with, you'll be lucky to have a job when you were my age, Tiffany. Oh my. Really hoping Tiffany picks up the victory at WrestleMania and puts Charlotte in her place. They said in the back that the winner of the next match will challenge LA Knight, for the United States Championship at WrestleMania, where we see the Samoan Werewolf Jacob Fatu one-on-one with Braun Strowman. I was expecting this match to go to a no contest because I don't see really either one of these guys challenging LA Knight, for the United States Championship at WrestleMania, and surprise, surprise, Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga jumped in the ring, causing a disqualification, but it was announced that the winner and next challenger to LA Knight will be Braun Strowman. Now, after the disqualification, Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa keep attacking Braun Strowman until the United States champion LA Knight runs out to the ring, evens up the odds, taking the old bloodline .2 out of control and out of the ring. So Braun is declared the winner by DQ and will challenge the United States champion LA Knight, but then they announced that it will actually happen next week on SmackDown, not at WrestleMania 41. Then we go to the back and we see Kathy Kelly standing with the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Liv says she's going to finish what Naomi started in November, and she's going to finish off Jade Cargill. Liv says, watch me, and walks away. Liv Morgan has been incredible since coming back from her injury, and the Liv Morgan revenge tour continues on tonight in Italy. The next contest was a one-on-one match with Zelina Vega going against Piper Niven. Now, to me, this was a match for Zelina Vega to win so she could get a future shot at the United States champion, Chelsea Green. And with this match, there was a lot of outside interference, and shockingly, Piper Niven picked up the victory, getting a 1-2-3 over Zelina Vega. So I'm not too sure where this is going, but Zelina will need backup on her crusade to become the next women's United States champion. Then we go to the back and we see Kathy Kelly standing with Jade Cargill. Jade Cargill with white hair is looking like Storm. So then we got Liv Morgan one-on-one with Jade Cargill, and this was a great match. Lots of back and forth, lots of action, lots of Liv Morgan and Jade Cargill. At one point during the match, Liv tries to leave, but Jade goes and runs after her, grabbing her by the hair and throwing her back into the ring to continue the action. Jade continued the beatdown, and out of nowhere, Naomi shows up distracting Jade, allowing Liv to attempt the Oblivion, but Jade catches her and hits her with a backbreaker. Then it looks like Jade is about to go for her finisher when Naomi jumps up on the apron to distract Jade, and then Jade lets go of Liv and goes after Naomi. Raquel then jumps up on the apron to distract the referee as Naomi smacks Jade with the Women's Tag Team Championship belt, allowing Liv to then go ahead and hit the Oblivion. 1, 2, 3. Liv Morgan picks up the victory, giving Jade Cargill her first one-on-one loss. Then after the match, as Liv and Raquel leave, Naomi jumps in the ring and starts beating down Jade Cargill, attacking her with lefts and rights. She lays out Jade outside of the ring, then jumps in the ring and does Jade's pose in the middle of the ring like she is the hot shit. Naomi out here looking like 1998 Owen Hart. Is Bianca the next person to turn heel after Naomi turns? I think so. Then we see Drew McIntyre leaving the arena when he runs into Seth freaking Rollins. They stare at each other for about 20 seconds, and then Seth continues to walk on as there are no words exchanged. It looks like these two might be teaming up, maybe with a third member, maybe with Kevin Owens, forming a new faction. Next out were the brand new WWE Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits. Oh yeah! The Profits speak about how it's been 4 long years since they've been Tag Team Champions, and they thought it may never happen again. It's been a long road to get back to these titles. Then the Profits are interrupted by Legado Fantasma, aka Los Garzas. Los Garzas wants a tag team title shot, but then they're interrupted by Pretty Deadly. Yes, boy! Pretty Deadly speak about how they are already the #1 contenders and nobody is jumping in front of them. The Profits tell Los Garzas if they want the smoke, they can have the smoke because the Profits want the smoke. Then a referee runs down the ring and looks like we're in store for a tag team title match, but not really because it's non-title. But it will be the Street Profits against Los Garzas up next. This was a decent tag team match, back and forth, some near falls, but no surprise. The Street Profits pick up the victory when Montez Ford hits the frog splash from the top rope. So the Profits make quick work of Los Garzas, and it is announced that next week for the WWE Tag Team Championships, Pretty Deadly, yes boy, will be cashing in their #1 contendership as they challenge the Street Profits on SmackDown next week. Then it was time for the moment everybody has been waiting for the last 2 hours and 45 minutes. We see the arrival of the OTC, the head of the table, with his wise man. Here comes Roman Reigns. Even Wade Barrett is acknowledging his tribal chief. Roman says, Bologna, acknowledge your tribal chief. And the people are going bananas as they acknowledge the OTC. Roman says, I'll be here for about the next 15 minutes, so if anybody wants to confront their tribal chief, go ahead and let me know. And he doesn't have to wait for long, because here comes Seth freaking Rollins. Rollins says, it's never been about CM Punk, it's always been about Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. And it's about time to add another chapter to this rivalry. But before he can continue on, here comes the best in the world, CM Punk. Punk gets on the top turnbuckle and grabs a mic and he says, neither one of you have ever beaten me without the other's help, and you never ever will either. Punk then thanks Paul Heyman for getting the tribal chief here. Then Roman looks at Paul and Punk attacks Roman from behind and a brawl breaks out. So security then comes out to break the brawl up, but guess what? It doesn't work and the brawl continues. They're eventually separated and CM Punk gets on top of the announce table and he makes the point, the WrestleMania sign. Then CM Punk grabs Roman Reigns' foot and drags him to the outside of the ring, and they start brawling. Then Seth Rollins, who is still actually in the ring, leaps through the ropes and hits a suicide dive, taking out everybody, including Punk and Roman. Then Seth jumps back up on the apron, and then he points at the WrestleMania sign. And the brawl breaks out again as all three men are brawling on the outside of the ring. Aldis is out there with even more security as Punk and Rollins are battling, but on the other side of the ring, Roman Reigns grabs the steel steps and then decks CM Punk, laying him out, and then he also decks Seth Rollins, laying him out. Reigns then drops the steel steps as he stands on top of them, and our tribal chief points at the WrestleMania sign. So it looks like we're going to get a triple threat match with these three. Night 1 main eventing WrestleMania. The head of the table is back. All hail the tribal chief.